could leave right now, guys, and go do whatever I wanted. Like, that we've worked to that point. It's not.
What are some of the biggest benefits of working with a spouse?
Flexibility, for sure.
Flexibility. That was my answer.
Flexibility, because when you have as many kids, even if you don't have kids, the biggest flex in America right now is time. Being able to say that I could leave right now, guys, and go do whatever I wanted. That we've worked to that point. It's not, and clearly I'm not going to just leave and go, I don't know, home and take a nap or something. But I could if I wanted, and that's the freedom in it. That's the beauty in entrepreneurship. Once you've built up to that point, is that time and flexibility. If I need to go, if my kids were to call me right now and say, Mama, I'm sick, I have the time and flexibility to jump and go do what I need to do as mom. I can quickly change hats depending on what's going on. So in my mind, I would say that the biggest upside of working with your spouse is time and flexibility.
Yeah, I would agree. 100%. Okay. How do you handle disagreements and conflicts when they arise in your work relationship?
We're still working on this.
Yeah. I feel like it's
we are in no shape or form marriage experts, guys.
Yeah.
So we're a work in progress every single day. And I don't know, I guess
communication.
Yeah, communication is key. And I would say if it's a heated thing, just
give me my space.
Yeah, well, that's both of us. We don't need to have this conversation here now in front of people or whatever the case may or even
behind closed doors. You already know, if I'm already shut off in the zone, it's better to let me go air off somewhere, right? Go take a walk, go outside, clear my mind.
Well, even the older I'm getting, I'm kind of like that too. I just am I do not want to discuss this right now.
Yeah. But it's one of those things as you get more experience, right? Working together, building together, disagreeing together, you start to learn the ins and outs, right, of one another's personalities, and you can get a little bit more strategic on how you approach conflict when you have that deeper understanding.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. As much as self-awareness is important, right? For yourself, it's also important to be aware of your spouse's needs, wants, the way they react to certain situations. That way you can avoid the whole house blowing up, right, by crossing some type of boundary.
Yeah, I agree with all that.
That's good. Here's a good question that we have. Have you noticed any changes in your personal relationships since you started working together?
I'll let you go first.
Changes in our relationship. Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of changes, I'm sure, that have taken place. The things that stand out to me the most, when we first got together, and younger me was a quote-unquote workaholic, right, where I just loved to work. I'd work all day. Before I left my W-2 job, and I was working on the real estate and full-time W-2, it was a really highly congested season. But one thing that Lisa has been very, very consistent with is the importance of unplugging, right? Being present. When I walk in the door, 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, making sure I'm not entering the house on my phone, right? Like when work is done, sew it up and do your best to shut it off. Of course, phone calls, emergencies can arise, and if we have to answer our phone in the evening, we can, but being intentional enough not to allow work to get in the way of what's most important. I'd say that's the biggest change that I've seen and recognized in our relationship. But even small things like,
Well, I agree with that. And I would also add, maybe I think we both have a little bit more patience and understanding with each other, even outside of work, or even when it does come to work. Like, for instance, work sometimes for us doesn't sleep because we are entrepreneurs. We don't have a 9 to 5. The minute we clock out, so to speak, it doesn't stop for us, especially in our industry. So for instance, if, an investor calls you and it's, this is how we categorize it. If it is a money-making phone call, that's what I call them. If they are money-making phone calls, we can take them. Because that we have to. We sometimes can't. Now, I do have a cutoff. Like, if somebody's calling me at like 10 p.m., I'm not answering that phone call. Like, leave me a voicemail, send me a text, I'll get back to you. And because you called me at 10, I'll be answering you at 5 a.m. Anyway, slightly kidding, however not. And then, it's just prioritizing your time. And then if it's just a call about somebody having an idea or, whatever the case may be, text you, hit you up in the morning, or tomorrow with family kind of thing. So just recognizing time, but also being patient when those important phone calls do come in, and realize, mom or dad can handle X, Y, and Z for a few minutes while mom or dad, whoever, whatever's going on the phone or even in person is taking place. So just, that's the other, also going back to answering the other question, is what's the upside of working with your spouse, is also the flexibility of being able to work because you have that extra help on both sides. So, I would say even in our personal life is being more patient and understanding with each other, because we both understand the entrepreneurship roles and what that intakes and entails from both of us.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's going to require sacrifice.
Yeah.
On many different fronts, right? So are you humble enough? Are you willing enough to make the transition, right? To not just wanting to keep everything, hold it together yourself, but actually sacrifice sometimes your responsibilities. I guess you got to sacrifice a lot. Entrepreneurship is grueling at some seasons, right? Mm-hmm. So it requires everything. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it does require sacrificing family time, as hard as that might be, but it's a reality, right?
We try to make it sacrifice as little as we can and try to avoid it, but sometimes it's inevitable, depending on the situation. And
kind of like you said when you opened up, right? It was a season that I was needed. And the way that I see and view life and business, well, the ultimate goal is to craft your life, build your life, and then figure out how to craft your business around that, right? So that business isn't the main thing, and you're figuring out, how do I craft my life into that?
Yeah.
And so it's been a big goal of ours to craft a life, right? And I can't say it's always easy, right? We're still chipping away at it every single day. But the goal is to craft a life where the business can fit in as need be, right? Where you have freedom. Because the ultimate goal of entrepreneurship is not just to like get filthy rich and shovel a bunch of money in your pocket, but the ultimate goal is just freedom.
Yeah.
It's choices. It's that lifestyle that you have the opportunity to live once, the vision, the thought, and the business that you built has fully given birth.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say that's why you and I thrive so well working together, is because your personality is very business oriented, which is fine. Like, you're very goal oriented, very business oriented. Like, you have a passion for growing things such as this. And mine is, I like to work. and I like to make money, and I like to pay my bills, and I like to take care of our family. However, my passion is my family. And so I think that because we are opposites there, that's the yin and yang that ultimately makes us work well together, because you're driving a force of a legacy and I'm driving a force of the other side of the legacy, and we're meshing that together, and we're growing a family and a business at the same time, sculpted around what we both envision it to look like.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. The next question is, how do you see your future working relationship evolving over time? That's easy, man. We can go travel the 7 seas and eat grapes, big old vines of grapes at the side of a pool.
Well, while that might be one of the possibilities, I would love to be able to work from wherever, whenever, however, having 5 children, and then Lord only knows how many grandchildren we will ever have. So for those of you that don't know, our children range from 16 to 6 months old. And so we have teenagers and toddlers in the house all at the same time. And it is so fun and crazy, and wouldn't change it for the world. However, that also means that our littles will be aunts when they're their age. And then so we'll have grandchildren and children. And then when the little start having children, I don't think we'll ever stop having babies in our house. So the idea of like traveling for long periods of time may not, but here and there, absolutely. And I'm not even sad about having babies the rest of my life. Not physically, but I mean,
yeah,
that's my personality.
that's
I mean,
your mama bear.
we will never be able to downsize, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. So
Yeah,
being able to give them the life and and that's again going back to the freedom aspect. I can evolve from being a mom to a grandmother to whatever that looks like, and be there for my children and their children as we grow. And then having the freedom and the lifestyle to enjoy life and come and go as we please.
yeah, I love it. Teens and toddlers. That could be a podcast name. Teens and toddlers.
There we go.
How to weather the storm.
Yeah. Whew.
That's good. Well, it's been a fun first episode. I think that's a unique segue for our audience who are watching on who Ben and Lisa are, how they've come together, endured through the struggles, right? But leaned on one another to help build the foundation that will lead to a lasting legacy. That's the ultimate goal, right?
Agreed. Yeah.
So this will be a fun journey over the next several months, maybe years. We'll see where we go with the show. But our goal is to really just open up and give you guys a transparent view of what it's like working with your spouse, joining forces so that you together can take on the world. With that said,